is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Najahe Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Deportation flights out of Alligator Alcatraz have begun. That's what Governor Ron DeSantis announced today when he visited the facility in the middle of the Everglades. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner was at the news conference where the governor also said hundreds of illegal immigrants are no longer in this country.
The governor says that they've officially started flying immigrants out of Alligator Alcatraz and out of the country, and he said to expect that to ramp up. The Department of Emergency Management shuttled buses full of journalists inside of Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm pleased to report that those flights out of Alligator Alcatraz by DHS have begun.
Where his message and everyone else's standing up next to him was clear. You better leave the country if you're here illegally.
And if there's any illegal immigrant listening to my voice right now, self-deport. Use the app. We will get you home. Do not come here because you will be removed.
There have been concerns over treatment of immigrants, like the fact that attorneys have not been able to access their clients here.
We had some technology issues. We have now worked those things out, and we should be starting that on Monday.
Or living conditions.
Hot meal service 3 times a day. Not gray turkey, by the way. Full medical care, including 24/7 clinic and pharmacy. Indoor and outdoor recreational space. Laundry, legal, and clergy services. Air-conditioned detention housing units.
And while they say they have it all, we didn't get to see it today. You can see the governor's plane right behind me, and where I'm standing, that's where he spoke to the media. So the media asked him, in the name of transparency, why weren't we allowed inside of the actual facilities?
This is not a spectacle, okay? You don't get to go into other facilities willy-nilly either. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. I think they have a job to do here.
I also asked the governor where these immigrants are being deported to, places like El Salvador or back to their country of origin.
That's a question for DHS. As I said, they've got processes that they go through. They can do a direct deportation from here. They can do to one of the hubs, and then the hub can take them. And I know that they have used El Salvador. I don't know that anyone from here has gone there yet.
We asked the governor about so many other topics, like their plan if there's a hurricane. I even asked if the immigrants have bug spray. We will have more coverage for you starting at 5 p.m. For now, in Alligator Alcatraz, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
Always tracking, always alerting. This is Next Weather.
As we head into the weekend, hazy, dry, and hot.
It is going to be hazy, dry, and hot. You've got it all down. And I'll tell you, you've already seen that on the skyline. You look at the sky, it looks a little bit different, right? A little more muted, not as beautifully blue as we typically get this time of year. And all that as a result of Saharan dust that's coming right on top of us here. Look what it's done to the moisture available. I mean, this is the middle of the wet season. We're in the middle of the afternoon, and we can't even make clouds. That's how dry it is. Just a few little puffy cumulus clouds. That's it, and that's all we're going to see. And I think tomorrow is going to be about the same here. Again, you have to MRI the atmosphere, and about 5,000 feet up, that's what you get. A lot of dust, so clouds have nowhere to go vertically, so they can't make showers and thunderstorms here. Now, at the surface where we are on the ground, there's still enough humidity, right? Not enough to make rain, but enough to make us uncomfortable because the temperatures, even though they're in the low 90s, feel like about 10 degrees warmer than the actual thermometer. Now, it could be worse. The humidity actually has dropped a little bit. So yesterday we were at 109 around this time in Pembroke Pines, down to 102. So an improvement, and also this is going to keep us below that criteria for heat advisories, which is 105. And now I don't think really we'll get any for the upcoming weekend. And so we've lowered the feels like forecast here as far as how it's going to feel to your skin outside. But then we start ramping things up as we head into next week. That's also an indication when you see that humidity going up that weather's going to start changing. I think we'll get back into some rain chances next week, but I don't think they'll be significant. And both weekends I've just wiped out the rain chances. I just don't think it's going to rain at all here. And for the rest of your Friday, looking excellent. All right, in the tropics, we still have this circle here. It's not going to do anything. This is going inland. I mean, the thunderstorm activity where we have had a little bit of a swirl here is just getting sheared to the west. And so this is going inland with some showers and storms over towards Texas. Nothing else in the tropics right now to worry about. Moderate risk for rip currents. That's something, though, tomorrow. So if you're going to head to the beach and that's your cooling spot, Make sure you hydrate and get those umbrellas and take a little break, because even though the humidity's down a bit, it's still going to be triple-digit heat. Atlantic waters, no alerts. Florida Keys looking good, down to a caution now, not expecting an advisory. That should even improve throughout the day for tomorrow as winds begin to die off a little bit. Forecast end, we'll have temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s. This is a very anemic forecast for the next 7 days as far as rainfall chances. Nothing for Saturday and Sunday, very hot. And then for next week, I've had to drop rain chances to about 20%. I think that's about all we'll get. We may see some changes towards the end of the week, but right now it looks pretty dry across South Florida over the next several days.
Ivan, thank you. We are in hurricane season, and the Next Weather team is making sure that you are prepared. Scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help you get ready. You can also find our 1-hour special. It has important information for you and your family this hurricane season. Just go to cbsmiami.com. New video of a dramatic scene that unfolded earlier this morning in Pompano Beach. You could see smoke for miles. Hazardous waste facilities. It happened there, and CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten shows us the extent of the damage.
What we had here was a series of explosions. It sounded like it could be a war zone. There were so many of them. It happened right back here. This is at the hazardous waste drop-off point in Broward. From what we understand, no hazardous waste went up in flames. It was all propane canisters. In cell phone video, it sounds like gunfire or a huge fireworks show.
The fire, I come to this side of the gas. Yeah, this is the gas over there.
What you're seeing and hearing is several hundred propane tanks burning and exploding around 6 this morning at the Broward County hazardous waste drop-off site on Power Line near Copens Road. Look at the top left of your screen. Surveillance video captured the barrage of explosions, showing the fire growing with each bang.
BJ, go back. This is the gas over there.
The tanks were in an outdoor storage yard when somehow they caught fire.
Now it's more big.
Along with Pompano Beach Fire Rescue, BSO's hazmat team responded. They were able to get the fire and explosions under control. When the smoke cleared, Drone 4 shows what it looks like now, giving you a good idea of just how many canisters exploded in a fire that could have been much worse. So the big question now is what caused all this? That's under investigation at this point. The good news, though, is that no one was injured. In Pompano Beach, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.
We are learning a crew member on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship is dead after falling overboard. This happened on the Icon of the Seas. The company put out a statement saying its crew immediately initiated a search and rescue operation, but unfortunately that crew member passed away. And out of respect to the crew member's family, Royal Caribbean said it had no additional details to share. The Icon of the Seas is currently on a 7-day cruise in the Bahamas and will return to Port Miami tomorrow as scheduled. Hollywood police need your help finding a missing 7-month-old baby. Investigators say baby Angelina was last seen back in December on the 3000 block of Sheridan Street. Police believe she may be accompanied by Samantha Feliz and Alejandro Leon Jr., who you see right there on your screen. If you know where they are, call police. Now to Central Florida and a SWAT team raid on an alleged dogfighting ring. Investigators rescued 29 dogs on a property. They were chained up in makeshift kennels. Most of the dogs had scarring consistent with dogfighting.
We were pleasantly surprised temperament-wise. We had a lot of tail wags and kisses. The dogs were very welcoming of affection.
All are expected to make a full recovery, but since they're part of an active investigation, the dogs are not available for adoption right now. When we come back, gridlock on the turnpike for the morning commute. Not unusual unless an alligator is to blame. How it all ended after the break. And Dolphins training camp is now underway. We invite you to join us weeknights after CBS News Miami at 11 for a look at all the action and all the news coming out of Miami Gardens. And mark your calendars. The Fins' first preseason game is against the Chicago Bears Sunday, August 10th at 1 o'clock. That's right here on CBS Miami, your official home of the Miami Dolphins. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. A wild morning commute on the turnpike in Northwest Miami-Dade. Check out this scene on the shoulder of Northwest 74th Street. Florida Fish and Wildlife officers had to be called out to remove an alligator so commuters could get by. Onlooker delays slowed traffic down even more. Lanes were blocked as the officers attempted to wrangle the gator, which they eventually did. The gator was released into a nearby canal. Okay, so it is finally Friday, our favorite day of the week. Here's CBS News Miami's Lisa Petrillo with something to whet your appetite for tonight's Taste of the Town.
Well, hey, everybody. We are here at Eddie and Vinny's with Eddie himself. Eddie, this was a restaurant before that was in your family. Tell me about it.
It was called Tavolino della Notte from 2007 till we sold it in 2019.
Legendary.
Yes, yeah, very popular in the area. You know, this was a staple.
And now opened up in March as Eddie and Vinny's, named after?
My two sons, Eddie and Vinny. And then, you know, with a little bit of a vertical lineage with my father-in-law, Vinny, and my dad, Ed, also. So
all in the family.
Correct, yep.
And style of food here in this beautiful place?
So we call it coastal Italian. You know, a lot of great Italian classics, but we put a lot of fresh seafood on there. You know, a lot of people are health conscious nowadays. So we wanted to have a little bit of everything. Steaks, seafood, some of that, you know, traditional Italian stuff as well.
All right, well, we're going to eat that traditional Italian stuff and all of it on CBS News Miami at 5:30 for Taste of the Town. I'm Lisa Petrillo. We'll see you then.
Before we go, do you have a favorite U.S. postal stamp? Do you even use stamps? Well, stamp lovers will get a shot at a reprint. The post office will reissue one of these popular 25 stamps, and you get to decide. They will re-release whichever stamp gets the most votes. You can vote at stampsforever.com/vote. Vote until the end of September. Results will be announced next May at the Boston 2026 World Expo. And that does it for your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Najahe Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami and have a great day.